Hi everyone, welcome and welcome back. And if this is the first time that you're watching my videos, thank you for stopping by. My name is Natalie. I hope that if you enjoy the content I share and create here, that you will subscribe and share it with your friends and family. So in this video, we are going to talk about our powerful, intense lunar eclipse in Scorpio. So it's happening on May 5th or May 6th, depending where you are in the world. This is a big, powerful eclipse in Scorpio. It's happening Hong Kong time, May 6th, 1:34 a.m. Or in Eastern time, this is going to be May 5th, 1:34 p.m. So adjust the time according to where you are in the world. This lunar eclipse in Scorpio is happening with the sun at 14 degrees in Taurus and the moon in 14 degrees of Scorpio. So this is the last eclipse that we're going to have in the sign of Scorpio, because the lunar nodes will officially change and move to a different sign, Aries and Libra, in July. So we are wrapping up our Taurus Scorpio axis eclipse that has been happening for us since January 2022. So every 18 months the lunar nodes travel and change sign. So right now we are at the end of it. In July they will officially change. We still have another eclipse in Taurus that we will experience in the fall, but that's it. We are at the end of it, and we are wrapping up the eclipse that is happening in Scorpio this week. Okay, that is where the south node is right now. We're closing out a chapter. So let's take a look of this energy. Also, I would like to share one special information about our lunations. You will notice that now that we are in Taurus season, but instead of a new moon in Taurus, we are experiencing the lunation in opposite sign in Scorpio first. The new moon in Taurus will come 2 weeks later, towards the end of Taurus season. This completely shift and reverse our lunation cycle, because we used to have the new moon in whatever season we are in first, follow up with the full moon that is happening in the opposite sign of the season, the sign of the season that we are in. Why does that happen? That is because 2 weeks ago we experienced the second new moon, which is a solar eclipse in Aries. We have 2 new moons in Aries in a row. So that caused the shift and reverse in our lunation cycle. So instead of having the new moon in whatever sign that we are in, we are experiencing the full moon first. And then in 2 weeks we will experience the new moon of whatever sign season that we are in. And this caused this shift, and it will continue until next year, when we have 2 full moons in Capricorn in a row in June and July, and then the lunation cycle will shift back into having the new moon in the sign of the sign of the season that we are in first, then the full moon in the opposite sign. I hope you understand what I'm trying to express right here. So that means, in a way, when I look at this coming year, the way we experience the new moon, full moon energy will be different, and it will cause a difference with the way we feel about certain things in our life as well. So the way I see it is, since we're going to experience the full moon first and then the full moon, instead the new moon and then the full moon, this kind of is telling me that perhaps the universe is guiding us by switching it up, is to first give us a lunation that illuminates what is happening in that area of our life, certain people, things, situation that is going on in our life first, then we can make the adjustment to release, to let go, to make changes, to be aware of what is coming up. Then in 2 weeks, we can reset with the new moon to make changes that we want, to take a new approach, new direction with the new moon energy. So that is my little insight with what is happening with the lunar cycle that is switching up for us. So of course, feel free to comment and share with me what you think about it. So now let's get back to our lunar eclipse in Scorpio. This lunar eclipse in Scorpio, aka a full moon, is going to illuminate some deeper truth for you regarding some people, things, situation, and certain areas of your life for you to be aware of, to take notice. And it will probably stir up some emotional that is happening within you. And it's working with the South Node in Scorpio. So in a way, this is closing up a cycle, ending a chapter or certain areas in your life for you. And you can take a look at your own natal chart and see which house is ruled by Scorpio. And maybe also take a look at 14-15 degree in Scorpio. I'll give an orb around between 12 to 17 degree of Scorpio. If you have any points or planets within those few degrees in Scorpio, you might feel that stronger than other people. This lunar eclipse is illuminate something in that house for you, or about certain situation or area of your life for you. Perhaps there's a deeper layer of emotion or truth that will come up that will help you to navigate that part of your life for you, what kind of direction you want to take, what kind of action you want to take upon regarding to whatever comes up for you, so that you can have a better sense of direction or decision that you want to make. And what the sign of Scorpio is about, connecting with our deepest, darkest emotion, truth, triggers that sometimes we don't have the words for, or we don't notice, or notice but try to avoid to look at it because it's too deep. It might be too vulnerable, and some of us might feel scared to look at those because it's tender, right? It's the most tender part within ourselves. So sometimes, whether we know or not, we're scared to look at it, right? Or sometimes maybe we're just not aware, and that is okay. It's the full spectrum, it doesn't matter where you lie, it's still valid. And it can also be energies that we absorb or taken consciously or subconsciously, that without knowing from others, because Scorpio is the sign that is about merging and connecting our energies together. It talks about how we merge energies together, how we feel deeply and sense things deeply within ourselves. So this lunar eclipse is deep. For some of us, we might even feel stronger, and this eclipse can definitely shine a light on those triggers, those feelings. Maybe there are parts or certain areas of your life or certain relationships where you sometimes sacrifice your own worth, needs, wants first, desires, in order to fulfill others, right? Or you keep on giving and sacrificing without noticing. And this eclipse might shine a light on those areas for you to be aware of, so that you can be aware, but also know that and yes, it can be triggering for some of us, but it also allow you to know what it means for you to step up, to step back in your power, to claim your power back, to take back your power, own your truth, to stand in your strength, right? To balance that power dynamic that you might be giving and sacrificing, right? Without knowing or knowing, right? And we need to be, and some of us, maybe it is to clear out, to let go, and to release those karmic cycle that we are in, whether it is certain areas of our life or certain relationships, people in our lives. For some people, this awareness can come out of nowhere. For some people, it might be brewing inside. You actually notice it, but you have been suppressing it. You are either wanting to continue to give because that's what you're used to, or you're scared to voice it out, to take back your power, or maybe you're just not aware of it. But for some people, this can come up suddenly, and an aha moment comes in and you realize that you have that self-realization within you. Because on the opposite side, we have the sun in Taurus, and it's conjuncting Uranus, and it's also on a loose conjunction with the North Node and not North Node, but Mercury. And Mercury is having a conjunction with North Node, and we have all this energy in Taurus, right? So this can be really illuminating, and this can be a sudden realization because of Uranus, or this can be you really kind of breaking free and say enough is enough, I'm done, and so on and so forth, because everyone's journey is different. I'm just saying all the possibilities out. So see what comes up for you. Everyone might feel it slightly different than others. This eclipse is bringing in some kind of a breakthrough or breaking out of your self-limitation beliefs, values that you thought was the best for you, which can be, you thought you're sacrificing for the greater good or for the better of this relationship or situation or area of your life, and so on and so forth, which I just mentioned before. But this eclipse might really shine a light and illuminate those areas, feelings, triggers for you to take notice and be aware and know that, hey, you know what, I think I'm giving too much, I'm sacrificing a lot, I'm forgetting my worth. It's time to take my power back, or to balance it out. This lunar eclipse is also activating the last lunar eclipse in Taurus that we have back in November of 2022. So during that eclipse season, which is late October to late November, especially around November time, when we have that lunar eclipse in Taurus, which is at the end of November. So for some people, maybe these feelings have been illuminated for you already. You are aware of it, maybe a little bit, and it comes in stronger and stronger throughout the past few months. And finally, maybe during this lunar eclipse in Scorpio, this is the time where you're realizing that you have to take action upon it, or you're fully aware of it, right? This lunar eclipse might give you even more truth and clarity that you need to know, so that you can take some kind of action, or making some shift and changes to change this situation for you as well. Maybe you have been trying your best to suppress it, to forget about it, to give more, but after a few months, now you're reaching your tipping point, right? This lunar eclipse in Scorpio is really wanting you to know which area of your life you're giving your power away, that you're not owning your truth, your worth, and you are letting your self-limitation to let you continue to give up your power. So this lunar eclipse and Scorpio is really shining that light on it, screaming at you. It's time for you to own up to your power, to take your power back, to realize your worth. Do not let your self-limitation to continue to do this, to do something about it. it is time to close that cycle, to end that chapter, or close out, or letting go, or release some people, situation or things in your life that is doing that to you. Let's talk about the ruler of this lunar eclipse in Scorpio, Mars. Mars is the ruler of both of these eclipses in this eclipse season. So Mars rules Aries and Scorpio, and we just had a solar eclipse in Aries. So Mars in Cancer are ruling both of these eclipses, and Mars is at fall in the sign of Cancer. The moon is also at its fall in the sign of Scorpio, but yet Mars rules Scorpio and the moon rules the Mars. You see what I'm saying? So even though the moon is at its fall in Scorpio, Mars is at its fall in Cancer, but they both actually support each other because they rule the opposite sign that they are in, and they are having a trine, which is a harmonious supportive aspect. So even though it feels very hard, intense, emotional for some of us, Mars is having a trine with the moon. So Mars in Cancer is supporting us to allow us to feel all the feels, to feel those emotions, that it is okay to let it out. It is okay to no longer suppress it. And also Mars in Cancer is having a sextile with the Sun and Uranus in Taurus. So Mars in Cancer is providing the supportive energy to assist any emotional purging, release that we need to do. So let all those emotions come up for you, and know that you no longer need to hold on to them on your body. You can feel it as in Taurus, right? So for some, this can really come up, and you can feel it in certain parts of your body. So just let them come up and release it through the water, right? Your tears maybe, or it is through your movement, right? From moving your body, engaging with it. We're talking about Taurus, right? So allow this come up for you so that you can then face it, deal with it, and then release it. Mars in Cancer is also making this lunar eclipse personal for all of us, because Mars in Cancer is about owning what you truly feel, even though those feelings and thoughts, even if you are suppressing them, you're ignoring them or avoiding them, this is time for you to really feel it and own it. Okay, so Mars is bringing them up for you so that you can face them and then release them. And the Mars is also having a square with Chiron in Aries, and this aspect happened when we had our solar eclipse in Aries. So this Mars square Chiron is continue throughout this whole eclipse season. And this square is really asking us to take notice, right? To take notice of how we truly feel. Our wounds, our trauma, our past experience is to telling us that it is okay. We all have triggers, we all have traumas, past experience that we need to heal from. It's time for us to no longer suppress it, but to be brave, to be courageous, right? Chiron in Aries, that yes, it hurts, but I am brave. I am courageous enough to love myself through it, right? To allow myself to feel it so that I can heal it. Because you know what? When you're able to heal it, you can even shine brighter, and you can turn those into powerful gifts to inspire others to do the same. So this is allow you to notice that so that you can outgrow it, to move through it. And also Mars is making a lot of aspect here, and also just to add on, this can be stemming from our inner child, right? Because we're talking about Mars in Cancer. These can be old wounds, trigger, trauma experiences that you are experiencing from your childhood, your inner child, right? They're feeling it. Maybe you have been healing them already, but they come up for you so that you can go in a deeper layer of healing, right? So Mars is also having a trine with Neptune in Pisces. This is very, very supportive as well, because Neptune in Pisces allow us to dissolve, allow us to let go, release. Neptune in Pisces, this is about our subconscious, right? Is allowing it to go. Pisces is the last sign of the 12th zodiac. So it's time to really let go, release, and close out this cycle, right? There are even though it's intense, emotional, but at the same time, we also have supportive aspect that is happening to assist us, help us to release, to purge, and to let go. Let's talk about the other ruler of Scorpio that is ruling this lunar eclipse, Pluto. Pluto is Scorpio's ruler, modern ruler. And Pluto right now is in Aquarius, and Pluto just stationed retrograde few days ago on May 1st. So Pluto in Aquarius is about transforming the way we process information, the way we think and communicate. This is about allowing new innovation, creativity, ideas to come in any area of our life, to transform what is outdated, no longer aligned with us, right? This is allow ourselves to, for example, our old belief system, the way we do things, communicate, the way we relate to each other. Maybe some of these are outdated, no longer resonating, aligning with you. Pluto in Aquarius is coming in to transform those areas of our life for us. During this lunar eclipse in Scorpio, another aspect is happening up in the sky as well. We have Venus in Gemini having a square with Neptune in Pisces. Venus in Gemini is also having a sextile with Jupiter in Aries. So these two aspects combined together sort of allow us maybe to see some illusion, to realize, to see, to be aware of some illusion or even disappointment in certain relationships that's in your life, whether it's romantic, friends, family, and so on and so forth. Because we're talking about Venus, we're talking about relationships, all relationships. And because of Neptune in Pisces, maybe we over fantasize some certain relationships in our life, and we're talking about how that can make us sacrifice and give up our power to the other parties, right? Well, then this Venus in Gemini making this square with Pisces is allowing us to see that, to recognize that. But at the same time, even though it can be hard, but the Jupiter in Aries is also allowing us to know that while it might be hard for you to see and let go, release, it is also to make room for something better to come in that is more resonant, that's more aligned with your energy, with the version that you are right now. So trust that whatever comes up during this time, whatever chapter cycle that you're closing out, whatever you're letting go, purging, something better is on its way to come into your life. So trust that you're making space for something better to come in. So very intense, a lot is happening during this eclipse, but in the midst of all these different energies, aspect that is playing out, we have Mercury in retrograde. Mercury is retrograding in Taurus right now. It will retrograde until the 15th. This Mercury retrograde in Taurus is telling us that yes, everything might be a bit crunchy, a bit tender, emotional, we can feel like something is wrong in our life, right? Maybe many things is happening that is causing some kind of emotional meltdown. Maybe things are not going your way, and maybe you're seeing some relationships that is like, ooh, and you need to let go, but you know, it's not the easy thing. Even though sometimes the right thing to do doesn't mean it's easy, right? But this Mercury retrograde in Taurus is reminding us that there's no rush. Allow yourself to move through all these emotions and energies. Allow whatever need to come up, so that you can see clearly. Have the clarity you need, and to see and feel everything, and know that you have to feel them in order to let them go. And you can take your time. There's no rush, right? Mercury is in retrograde, so take your time. Think it through, let it process, let it move through your body, your emotions, your feelings, and so that you can then decide what's best for you, what kind of decision you want to take, and how you want to move forward. So overall, a very intense and emotional lunar eclipse in Scorpio, but it is the last eclipse in Scorpio that we will have until 2031. Well, but during that time, the lunar nodes will shift, will be different, but it's going to be a while that we'll experience another eclipse that is happening in the sign of Scorpio. There are ending and new beginnings to come. So this lunar eclipse in Scorpios is closing out something for you, certain situations, relationship, or cycles, chapter of your life, area of your life, right? This can be happening since November 2022, or even earlier, back in January 2022, when this lunar node moved into the sign of Taurus and Scorpio for us. So see what comes up and take care of your energy. Give yourself love and grace. Be gentle with yourself, and know that you are closing out something in your life, whatever that is, but you're making space to welcome something new to come in as well. So take care of your energy, and no rush, okay? So now let's take a look at the message that comes up for us. And when the card came out, I'm like, oh my god, but at the same time, like, yes, of course. So we have the Death card, major arcana for Scorpio. It's a lunar eclipse in Scorpio. Of course, Scorpio energy has to come out. And then we have Seven of Pentacles, which is a Taurus energy, and the Sun, Uranus, North Node, Mercury, they're all in Taurus, so of course. And lastly, we have Queen of Wands, Aries energy. So wow, let's talk about it. So definitely for some of us, this is not like, you know, literal death, but this is definitely some of us closing out certain situations, cycles, chapters, areas in our life, right? Where we're transforming something, right? For some, this is ending of a cycle, situation, chapter. For some, this is about transforming it, right? This is about resetting, right? For some, this is transforming a certain relationship, area of your life. And this can be hard because you are weighing your pros and cons. You're trying to think, you might second guess yourself. You might be, is it worth it? Is it the right thing to do? But remember, what is your truth? What is your worth? Honor your own inner fire. Own your voice. Own your truth, right? Take your power back. Right? Take your power back, own your truth, know your worth, know that what situation, area of your life, which relationship deserve your investment, deserve your love and care, deserve you giving, right? Don't sacrifice for people who won't do the same for you. Don't give to people who won't reciprocate or don't see your worth and don't see your truth, right? This is about reciprocity, right? This is about closing out whatever is not giving back to you, whatever that is not aligning or resonating in your life, to make space for something new. Know that the people that truly love you, care about you, who share the same belief and belief system with you, will stay and will come into your life. And there's, even though it's hard, but it's time to let go whatever no longer aligned. So understand that and allow yourself to do so. From the Moonology card, we have last quarter moon in Scorpio. Review what needs to be seen. Duh. And then we have full moon in Cancer. Let your fears dissolve. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is a lunar eclipse happening in the sign of Scorpio, and the ruler of this lunar eclipse is in Cancer right now, and it's a full moon card right here. Oh my goodness. Okay, so definitely this lunar eclipse is revealing what needs to be seen, you know, for you. And everyone human story is different, so everyone might feel this different, but definitely illuminating some truth for you in certain areas of your life or certain relationships. And this is about you letting your fear dissolve to do what's best for you. Okay, always remember you first. And self-care is not selfish. Okay, so if anyone say that you're selfish, they don't belong to stay in your life. Okay, and lastly, from the oracle card, we have card 29, breathe. Wow. So this is about noticing what comes up for you, allowing them to come up, and breathe. Slow and steady win the race. Okay, this is about that Mercury retrograding in Taurus and those opposite energies in Taurus, right? This is about you connecting with your body, right? Allowing all the emotions to come up, no longer suppressing them. Okay, allow them to come up and breathe through it, love yourself through it, and take it slow. It's not going to happen overnight, but maybe this period of time is just about allowing things to come up for you so that you can feel them, you can face them, and decide what to do with them, you know, take the action that's best for you. So I hope this information helps. I hope the readings helps. Feel free to comment below. Let me know how you feel. If this is happening in certain areas of your life, I would love to connect with you. And again, all my offerings and contact method in the description box below. If you need any reading or energy healing session, I'm here for you every step of the way. You are not alone. Connect with me through email and Instagram. So I'll see you here again next time, and I'm sending you all so much love and lunar eclipse blessing. Okay, I love you all. I'll see you all next time. Bye.